YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that basketball analysis on YouTube and on analysisplayground.com. We're going to talk about the top five centers, the elite of the elite at this position. And this is one of the positions that's finally growing more. We remember when Dwight Howard was the best center, Brooke Lopez probably was number two-ish. Andrew Bynum was in that conversation. It shows you how hard it is to develop and play the center position. People expect you to rebound, protect the rim, score the ball, post up a little bit, destroy mismatches, even if it's on the defensive end or the offensive end, and you're just not as fast, you're just not as quick, and it's a lot of straining because you have to build a great defense around the center that can cover a lot of space. So they usually do well when they're younger. Then they don't age as well when they get older. But we have seen other guys be able to do it. But if you're not able to score with your back to the basket, it's not that big of a deal now because centers can now shoot and space the floor. And we done seen guys on this list that have done it and done it average to above average or just to be a threat outside the paint. And it makes sense. If you're gonna be a pick and roll, might as well try to go to the 3 point line too to get the fuel value of that possession, and that's the most points you can score in a possession anyway. Besides a 4 point play, which rarely ever happens in the NBA still to this day. Jamal Crawford made it look easy getting those 4 point plays, but just not reality for most players and most teams. But what I will say is Jared Allen came so close to making his list. That guy was a 16-10 guy. He even did it in the playoffs against Orlando Magics. And he would be the only honorable mention because most of these guys that you look at as center, they really are power forwards masquerading as center because they switch a lot. And since they're usually some of the best defenders and the defense backbone is usually your power forward and center that you can rely on in the position by protecting the paint and rebounding, which ends the possession. It makes a lot of sense to see a guy like Jared Allen be heralded as one of the best center. He's quick, he's fast, he rebounds well, and he can finish out the rim, and he got good hops, and just an overall smart player and a more mature player as he has aged to the point where he almost made this list. I would say number five is Kristaps Porzingis. I know he's never healthy, and I know he didn't play 60 games, but he still averaged 20 points, and that's tough to do, especially when you're playing with Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown, and other guys like Sam Hauser, Al Horford, Peyton Pritchard, and more type of people like Derek White who all take their shots and all take equal opportunities to defend too. And Porzingis has been a solid defender his whole entire career. Plus, he's able to get double figures in points. His biggest weakness is staying healthy and not rebounding the ball at an elite level, especially because he's 7'3". It should be easier. It should be something that you can do with Ace. But I feel like it's tough because he's not as mobile. He's not as great laterally. But he still can score in face-up positions. He still can score off the ball. He has become really a sniper. Like this guy will catch the ball and let it fly quickly even if he has somebody in front of him because he's so tall that you can't really even contest the shot unless you're size of Wembanyama who's on this list or Rudy Gobert or even a guy like Joel Embiid or Jared Allen. Them the only type of guys that can at least put a hand up and they can make it tough for him. Other than that, you look at a guy like Porzingis just being a scorer, but his defense has been great, and we've seen that in the finals. The ability to use that length and that size to protect the rim and being able to, just let his force of nature be a skill way of showing it, and he has really maximized his talent and his weight and his size to the best of his ability, and you just want to see him healthier because he just does that much for your defense and he does that much for your spacing that he's important to the game and important to any team he's been a part of. And if he's in the lineup, you see them winning exponentially amount more than they usually do when he's out of the court, especially in large sample size. So it was good to see him play well in the finals in game one and game two, and that's what we needed was a boost, and that's what we needed was a mismatch waiting to happen, and he caught fire right away in those games. Number four, Victor Wembanyama. This is a guy that eventually we can see becoming the best center in the league. He's one of the best defenders at the center position. He has a lot of size. He has a lot of quickness. He has a great finishing ability. He needs to increase it a little bit when he puts more weight on and more, length than most centers. He has that too. So he's just a freak of nature. and the fact that he actually plays the right way and isn't a ball hog or a selfish player, and the fact that he already getting 20 and 10 as a rookie, it really made him go from unknown to ranked based off the draft, the number one pick, and he was able to climb to the elite already just being a rookie. And I can see his offense getting better. I can see his defense getting better. I can see his confidence getting better, and I can see him doing more on the court as his career continues to expand and evolve. And all you can really do is hope that he can continue to have great health and, continue to work on his craft so this team can be in the playoffs and we can see him against the biggest and the baddest players all season around instead of him not making the playoffs. But it's a team sport. He did what he was supposed to do on both ends of the court. His teammates need to step it up, and they have brought in some new talent to help, make it an easier transition and a better transition and give some players that's experienced and know how to win and, deep playoff runs and championship experience like Harrison Barton and Chris Paul. And that can only help him out, age a little bit better and play a little bit better. And I think that's a great thing to see that they prioritize that. Number 3 is Rudy Gobert. He won't be number 3 for long because of Wembanyama, a person that he plays with, but he just still is so great defensively and so great rebounding and so great still being able to finish at the rim. I know sometimes he gets blocked. I know sometimes he doesn't finish as strong. I know sometimes you just want a little bit more out of him, but look at what he does. He's the only center that really goes out there and defends on the perimeter, fights and tries to do whatever he can, whether he has to be the switch target or whether he has to be the guy sticking everybody. And Rudy Gobert is fearless. He would guard Luka. He would guard Kyrie. He would guard anybody that you ask him to guard and make no excuses. Even if he gets scored on, he doesn't get mad. He doesn't get frustrated. He just goes on to the next play. And that's the type of defender I like. And that's why I'm happy he did win his 4th Defensive Player of the Year, because when you look at a guy that's willing to do it, most people just want the numbers. Most people just want it the easy way. Most people just want to score a bunch of points. He uses his length and his size to his full advantage like he should. And he's not the greatest athlete. He's not the greatest, player. He just has the want to and the know-how by studying and putting in the work, and he hasn't cheated the game. Regardless of how you feel about Rudy Gobert, the numbers are there, the footage is there, and nobody's going to be perfect against the best players in the world. You asking him to guard the best centers, the best power forwards, the best guards at scoring the basketball, and he's going to get scored on because they're the best at that in the world. So he's not going to lock down every possession. He's not going to lock down everybody, but he does do a great job of it. He did a great job on Jokic. I know it's not is Nikola Jokic. He's a 3-time MVP. He's a Finals MVP. Of course, he's going to score. Of course, he's going to go at him. Of course, he's going to be dominant. But at least you make it tough. At least you make him think. At least you make him rework how he's going to score and make him use a little bit more of that clock. And then you try to get a block or a good contest and get a rebound. That's all we can ask Rudy Gobert to do. And that's all he does bring to the table. And that's something that you can never complain about when it comes to Rudy Gobert, and I give him credit. He still is scoring double figures. He still is getting double-digit rebounds. He's still offering a lot of blocks and contesting shots, and he still is setting good screens offensively and also rolling hard to give his teammates a good chance at scoring the basketball. And that's also just being a great teammate. And Utah called it screen assist. You set such a great screen to your guys kept getting open looks or led right to a pass that scored the basketball. So that just show you how you can hear all the negative things about you. You can hear what you're not really doing well, and still to be confident and still to go out there and give it your best is all you can ask for. And Rudy Gobert is one of the guys that does it. Number 2, Joel Embiid. He's a guy that stays injured a lot, but when it comes to the full package, he can score, he can rebound, he can pass, he can set screens, he can dominate the game, he can take over a game, and he ultimately has become a guy that can do everything. And even though his defense has slipped since he got a bigger offensive role, he still shows you that it's just one man that does the same thing just more efficiently, just more healthier, besides defend. But since Joel Embiid defense has been slipping a little bit too, you got to give it to Nikola Jokic. This guy is a 3-time MVP. He's an MVP of the finals, and he just been an all-NBA monster. This guy can shoot, he can rebound, he can put the ball on the floor, he can finish with either hand, he can dunk the basketball, he can do full court passes, nothing that Nikola Jokic can't do. And he's so smart and so patient to make sure that the team is running the way that they need to, and the offense is ran very smartly and very great that you can't even complain about what they do because it works to perfection. As long as Nikola Jokic is in that lineup, he just makes everybody's job that much easier, and he makes everybody fall in line, and he holds himself accountable when the team plays well or if they don't, and if he does or he don't. But he is very rare that you see him not playing well, and it's very rare that you even see the team not playing well. But all I can say is when you need a center to do everything in a modern game, including shooting the three ball, include shooting the mid range, include posting up, including free throws and stepping up in clutch moments, whether it's a basket or a pass like LeBron James, he even have that in him where I can affect the game as a passer, I can affect the game as a scorer, or I can just be straight brutal with beating you up in the post or beating you up with drives, and he can do that too. But it just shows you how powerful having a player like that is. He's a triple double waiting to happen, and he's doing it efficiently, and they're winning games and they're winning championship. So he done did it all already, and he's not even 30 years old. And that just shows you how great of a player he really is. And that's why I have him still as the number one center in the NBA and the number one player in the NBA. And if you want to see how I feel about him in another video, check out ranking my top 10 players in the NBA currently for the 2023-2024 season. And if you want more content and classics like this, check out my whole channel. You got a lot of free time, you need something to watch, you need something to listen to, I got you covered all on my channel and on podcast platforms. Also, comment, like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell for more analysis coming your way. I'm the guy that created it. I'm the guy that got it going, got it in pop culture, and now you see why, because videos like this, very educated, very well done, and I also got breakdowns of other stuff that I offer, so make sure you check that out. Other than that, I'm gone.